So hello and welcome once again to the layout New Junction. Right, going straight off the back of the last video, it's time to, as you can see, stop the heritage line. I've parked up all the trains on the scenic side, and I'll show you why in a minute, but it's time to get on with the heritage line depot. So welcome back to this part of the layout. Now, as you can see, since the last episode, the frame of the depot building has had a couple of coats of grey primer and it just needs a couple more. Now, that will be done outside in my spray booth, also known as a cardboard box, which, while drying, I will get on and lay some track, which will be very well received because we'll finally be able to get trains going in and out of the depot. Right, so as ever, I've turned the power off to the layout. As you probably have seen, there's no trains running in the last clip or this one. And that is because I'm about to work on the track and I don't want to short out any locos. So I've dug out my spare bullhead rail. This is Code 75 Pico bullhead. I've got myself that point I was missing so I can continue with this scene. Now, believe it or not, I still haven't got myself to Tony's to get one of these, but I've nicked it off the other end of the layout, so on the fiddle yard side. So this will do to keep the content going. And I've got a lot of work to do on this side of the layout, which will stop trains running on the heritage line anyway. So I thought, why not? Keep the videos going. So another change this time is I'm using the pre-soldered droppers from Pico for the Code 75 rail. Now, some of that is because I just can't be bothered with soldering. I'm not very good at it, so why bother? The other one is because I'm going to be doing a scenic hard standing here, I don't want to have soldered blobs on the side of my track or even under the track, which could potentially come off, as some of my soldered droppers elsewhere on the layout have done, and I've since had to replace them anyway, so I don't really want to risk it. So I thought, just for something as a depot, I'll probably over-egg the amount I'll use on the track work here, but that's my reasoning for it. Right, time to get that in my spray booth and get some track laid. And there we go. Track has been laid. Now, I don't know what went on there, because even though there's some form of a montage there, that was absolutely painful. That was the most frustrating bit of track I've ever laid, I think. Now, to keep the videos going, I had the clever idea. I still needed that point over there. So what I did was I stole it from the back. Now, I proceeded to install it, and I broke it the first time ever. Pushing the track onto the fish plates, all the sleepers popped off, and you think, okay. I was trying to get round the solution, so I proceeded to still the other one on the back, just for the video. And then lo and behold, I did it again. And you think, oh my word. So this really wasn't my day laying track. So I'm glad it's in. I'm going to need some time off from laying track for a bit, just to calm the nerves. So I'm going to talk about something different now. This is the track, I should say, is roughly in position now. I've not done any droppers. I've not done. It's not in its final resting place. It's just there, just for positioning for now. But to distract myself, I've been doing a bit more on the depot, which is what I'll show you now. So we're back to the basic structure of the depot now, and I've done a few things to it just as a sort of having a play. The first one is, you can probably see inside the unpainted beams. That is to replicate or simulate a crane, which is why this depot design is quite tall, because it would have a moving crane on the inside of the building. Now that is that. It does need a bit of work. It is very basic shaped at the moment, but it fits. That's the main thing. You may also be able to see, if I take you to this corner, there are some magnets. Now that one's moved already. That's not going well, is it? There are some magnets on the buildings, and there's also some on the front as well, because I have been toying with the outside walls. So last time I showed you, I made or cut the walls out for the depot out of this card, which is, as you can see, very flimsy indeed. So that needed some support. So here is a frame. Now, what I did was, I did it on the front. I've actually stuck the frames to the front. And here we are. This is the one I made earlier. This is the front. Now it's got extra embellishment. So we've got the door in. We've got a frame round the inside of the door, just to give it a bit of simulated thickness, and then we've got a sort of support at the top here. But we turn it round, as you can see. I did try and cut some holes in for some small magnets, but I couldn't get them aligned to the frame so easily. So I've done some temporary ones here and here, which, all being well, should, if I line it up roughly, just stick to the front of the building now. Just to prove it's stuck. There you go, look. Stuck. So this is the side of the shed. Not particularly exciting, but there we go. Now, as you can see, I cut the frame out in the first instance, and then as an afterthought, I started to stick the magnets in as a test. They do work, so I have a Mark II frame now, so the magnet positions are already in and part of the frame, and in four corners, so that should stick quite nicely. My temporary one does kind of work. Remember, this is a work in progress. Oh, stay. There we go. So it does kind of work. So as you can see, here is a roof piece. Now, as you can see, I've put temporary magnets in the corners, just to sort of prove the point for myself. But when I redo it, I'll have dedicated magnet holes, and then the same again in the framing pieces. So yeah, that should be all right. I have thought as well, how do I best do the windows? Now, I was originally going to look for some clear acrylic, But I've seen so many pictures now of the windows being acrylic, but so discoloured it's almost yellow like almost the masking tape. I'll throw up a photo now of a roof I've seen, which I've been shown, and I think what I'll do is I'll take these pieces, probably make them actually slightly bigger actually, thinking on the spot here, and I'll stain them with tea bags. So when you'll have the grey weathered roof, but then you'll have the yellow discoloured look of the window. So that's where my thoughts are going. It's probably silly, but you know what I'm like. I like to have a go at these things. So hopefully you'll agree that the depot is now starting to take shape, and I hope once I glue it all together, the bits that need gluing, and then spray it all together, it'll start to blend in. So my next job now is actually to spray the outside, the external parts of the depot. Now, just for this example, I'm probably going to glue these pieces straight onto the frame, so the back and the rear side, the rear part, straight onto the frame, just because I wouldn't have access to them anyway. But the final thing will be accessible with magnets. And talking of offcuts, the bit of card that came out the doors, they cut them out, turn them 90 degrees, and you get yourself a nice shutter door. And I've got a couple of sizes of those. And again, a little frame to stop it bending. I just need to figure out a way to position it without ruining the view, the vista on the inside. And just to show you, Utomag, look at these tiny 2mm magnets. I could go for very, very big magnets, but if I can get these to work, it just means I have to have them in the right places. Then we're laughing because they're almost hidden. Right, to the spray booth. So while that's all drying and I'm just twiddling my thumbs, I thought I would just run you through what's currently running on the layout, because I always get the questions in the comments and I always forget to answer the questions. So we'll start with this one. We've got a Curascal 66 followed by the Revolution WIA car carriers. Now this is a mix of the DB branded, the DB Schenker branded, and the Rail Freight liveried versions. So a nice mix there, and I've got, I have to check there, 4 lots of the 5 wagons. So they come in a 5-pack, and I've got 4, and you can probably see from the running footage, it doesn't half take up a bit of room here on the layout. Very nice. Now, next coming up is another shed from a Curascal, and this is the newest edition here on the layout. Now, these are the cut-down GB Rail Freight, the blue cut-down HYAs. Now, these are improved on the previous batch. You've also got the exclusive just coming around here, the Garfield Special, or Cartoon Cat, as I should call it. But these are the GB Rail Freight, the Torax, and we've got improved bearings on these, so there's no rolling resistance, really. So I can now run full rakes. And, of course, one of my favourite things, it's very small, the tail lamp on the back is now track-powered rather than battery-powered. So, as you can see, as it goes away from you, we've got a nice tail lamp flash going in there. Now, I believe, I only know this because obviously I work for them, But they were sort of silently, they came in and silently they went out. There's absolutely thousands and thousands of these wagons. But no, they've been very popular. Now, finally, on the inside line, we have the Curoscale Class 60, one of my tugs, and these are followed by the Hornby Drax Powering Britain, not Powering Britain, Powerhouse wagons, or hoppers. Now, these are very nice. Now, this is a full rake. I have noticed as well, Hornby Magazine are just releasing the original liveried versions of these. So more often than not, when you see these, you see them as mixed rakes. Now, at the time when I bought these, slowly I should add, I traded in a lot of stock actually. When I acquired this rake though, there was only these available and Hornby were never going to make them again, and then Hornby Magazine bring them out. So I don't know what to do. Do I shift some of those on and then swap them so there's a nice difference in the rake? I don't know. I'll have to see what's about on the network. But as you can see, it's a very freight heavy time at the moment, which is always quite nice just to get trains running, particularly after the stress I had earlier with laying the track. Dearie me. Right, that's enough waffle about trains. Let's go and see if the paint's dried. And there we are, look what's painted, and looking remarkably grey and depot-like. So, time to review how the build has gone so far, I suppose. Now, obviously this is still my work in progress because I like to do the typical trial by error, and I think for the most part it's looking exactly how I wanted it to look. It's just the right height, it fits the space just. I think I've just managed to squeeze it in. The final version will be slightly different. So a couple of the changes that I'm going to do are, so the fit and fixture of the, let's just zoom you out ever so slightly, the fit and fixture of the depot building will be better because it'll be attached by magnets on 4 corners rather than just 2 on each piece. So like the front, for example, will be the 4 corners and down here, and probably in the middle just to keep it clamped. The roof section as well, this bit is stuck down, whereas this bit's still openable to look inside, look. I also need to, I've got a bit of fit and finish issues. So as you can see, where we've put the extra frame, which is now magnetic, the roof, which fit the original, doesn't fit that. So the roof pieces need to be extra couple of mil long and wide to go over the edges. Now, on the real thing, this edge actually has a thin piece of material which sticks up and then guttering drops down from it. So I may look at doing that just to sort of really finish that off. As you can see, this is, I've turned it inside out actually on this bit. Turned it inside out to just have a look at what it looks like with corrugated material. Now, annoyingly, I really like that. Ooh, let's get the right camera. I mean, that is a really nice scene. I'm going to have to look into that now, aren't I? Trying to get it so it's corrugated on both sides. That's food for thought, definitely. But I think, hopefully you'll agree, it's actually looking quite nice. You can see where I'm trying to go with it. And you can see just on the inside, I'm sorry, I'm moving my phone while holding you. You're attached to a microphone as well. But you can see the vista perspective, I can't even talk, of this is going to be very nice indeed. A bit longer, I can get the locos I want in or get projects in, and yeah, I think that's going to be something rather special. And there we go. Hopefully you can sort of understand where I'm going with this. I'm really quite enjoying just sort of sitting of an evening and dabbling and drawing this up and seeing what I can refine and how far I can push the software on the laser. Of course, lots of things to do, such as this crane will need some work. Can't just be 4 pieces of MDF, but yeah, lots of things to do. We've got to get the windows in. We've got to look now at internal corrugated card, so that'll be interesting. And yeah, we'll go from there. But watch this space on this. This is rather exciting. Otherwise, track's down. I will sort the power. I'll probably do that off camera just so it can get done. I'm not going to cut the tracks down, the length of them, until I have finished the depot. So this is just still my work in progress. I mean, the final one, I've already changed the drawing, is now another 2 inches longer, because that is very important to get my locos in and to be able to take a photo, which is half the point. Whether I stick to all 4 sides being magnetic or just this one in the front, it's all to be decided. But yeah, it'd be nice to have the option. Right, I am going to go away now, and as I said I was going to do last week, I'm going to start painting these walls and prepare for the next stage here on the depot scene, which will be the pits and the hard standing. Oh, it's all go. Plus 101 jobs up the other end of the layout. So thank you very much for watching. As ever, a big thank you to the channel patrons who've been keeping me going, particularly with this behind the scenes. And I will see you very soon in the next one. Bye for now.